Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning to everyone here. I'm Adrena binti Shamsuddin. For today, I would like to present on behalf of my team members on our research titled Evaluating Technology Adoption Relevance in Audit and Non-Audit Firms, a Comparative Analysis. So here is the list of the authors, me as a main author, followed by the second researcher, Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Nur Azli Alihan, and the third researcher, Associate Professor Dr. Ahmad Jusuf. Okay, so let's have a look on what do we have in our research. Okay, so basically this is our presentation outlined. First, I will start on with introduction and then followed by literature review. And then I will explain in details our research methodology process. And then comes with the findings and discussions, very interesting findings and discussion that I will discuss on first, which is linear opinion pool method. Second is digital usage and relevancy level, or based on weighted Cook's index. And then last but not least, I will explain or I will disclose further what are the example of technologies that being used in the accounting profession. And finally, conclusion lah to wrap up the session. Okay, so let's have a look on the first part first, which is introduction. Okay. All right, so accounting profession, basically, this research is focusing on accounting profession nowadays demanding compatible and appropriate digital tools, software, technologies to assist the accounting's roles. The main objective of the main objective in the accounting profession basically want to prepare the financial reports to provide reliable information that will assist the decision makers to make decision. So the process of utilizing digitalization in accounting profession, especially the audit and non-audit firms, are very critical. However, there is lack of common practice and established guidelines by the regulators on standardization of the technology implementation because in Malaysia itself, we noted that there are more than 3,000 firms, audit and non-audit firms. So there is lack of standardization of technology, which technology actually need to be employed by the audit firms and non-audit firms. So it becomes a question marks to the practitioners which technology actually is the most appropriate to be used in our professions. So there are more than 1.5 million SMEs, small medium enterprise in Malaysia. So these SMEs normally they are the one who are deal with directly with the audit and non-audit firm in the process of preparing their financial statements. These SMEs are the one who use the services by the audit and non-audit firms to prepare the financial reports. So that's why our research here is to focus specifically on audit and non-audit firms. So the main issues here, to what extent does the technologies are relevant for audit and non-audit firms, because we know that the technologies of a lot of types of technologies that being proposed, okay, from the policies of the government and so on. So we want to scrutinize what are actually the technologies that important and relevant to our profession, and how far does the practitioners employ the technologies, to what extent they actually use these technologies. So in our ethical guidelines and technology usage for public practitioners by the Malaysian Institute of Accountants, actually they have highlighted eight different common technologies, but in different policy papers and so on, they highlighted another types of technologies that need to be used in the profession. So we want to see what are the technologies? Okay. So the focus of this study, we want to evaluate the relevancy and importance level of each technology suggested by the professional bodies lah. So we want to see which technology is the most relevant or most widely being used by the profession. So, because it is very important to investigate beyond the blueprint and guidelines, we want to see from the viewpoint of the practitioners itself, which technology is the most relevant and mostly widely being used in the this okay in the real industry, in the real profession. Okay, to the best of our knowledge, there is no other available data publishing the ranking of the importance, which technology become the most important, and so on. So we come up with this study with the aim to assess the relevancy level of technology adoption in audit and non-audit firms based on the experts' opinion. So basically, we review a few guidelines, blueprints by the governments, by the regulators, and we highlighted there are altogether 17 types of technologies that need to be used in the profession. So we want to see from all the technologies here which is the most important, which is the most relevant, and which is most widely being used by the profession. So we want to see that. We want to assess that kind of um, purpose lah. Okay. Okay, so this is the literature review. So basically, the digital usage from the literature review, we can see that a lot of measurement being used to measure the digital usage, but there is no further scrutinize on what kind of technology, which one is actually the most appropriate to be used in the profession. So basically, we know that digital usage is very crucial to have in the profession, as it can automate conventional job procedures like when we issue the invoice or accepting an invoice, it will from using the technology, it can automate those processes. It can reduce a lot of time, save time a lot, so that the practitioners can focus more on make analysis on more uh, works that is more relevant to the professions. And these technologies normally being used for validating transactions, because we know that every day we are involved in bulk of transactions. So how are we going to validate it? Um, e- how to actually ease the process of validation? Uh, Suggested by Lee and Jumaa, we can validate transaction through the blockchain technology and so on. And data extraction also, previously we do it manually, we do it one by one from the structured, semi-structured or unstructured documents. We extract the informations manually, but now we do have the artificial intelligence that benefit us. We can actually extract the information automatically from those documents. Okay, and then the previous literature also have uh, provided a few methods to actually present how actually the previous scholars do the expert judgment, means that they rank the technologies using which method. So basically, some of them are using ANOVA, linear opinion pool method, disco configuration, deciding method, Cook's classical method. So this study also will highlight three methods to rank the technologies, to from the importance one to the least importance, and how to do it lah. So later we will look into that. Okay, so what is the benefit of having this? Because to accurately represent the importance or relevance of different tools, we need to assign some weightage to those items. So from claimant, based on claimant 2008, there is no specific or uniform methods or uh, basic underlying concepts that tell us to use which types of methods to rank our items or technologies lah. Okay, so these are basically our research methodology. We have 6 steps altogether. First, identification of technologies. We identify which technology is the most important one, and then followed by, okay, so we review 3 important documents, uh, and then we come up with 17 types of technologies that currently being used in the profession. Okay, and then the measurement. selection of the measurement, we approach 42 actually experts, but only 10 agree to participate in our expert judgment expert judgment process, and then it is still within the relevant range of experts. Why? Because from based on Clement 2008, from 33 out of 45 studies that they're being reviewed, they are relying on 10 experts or lower. 9 studies are based on 20 experts and lower. So it's still within the reasonable range of experts lah. So this expert must fulfill criteria to become chartered accountants as highlighted by MIA lah. So we have few criteria to claim them as experts. So what they need to do, they need to rank the technologies based on their experience in utilizing the technologies and based on what they think which is most relevant to their profession, because they are the one who are dealing directly with the preparation of financial reports. Okay. Okay, so basically we are quantitative in nature. So we design questionnaires to let the experts to do the judgment process, and then we do individual interviews to make sure they are not misinterpret our questions. Okay. And then here comes with the results and analysis. So the first method, which is a linear opinion pool, the first, actually we have 3 methods. It is based on how do we actually rank or assign weightage to those technologies lah. So the first methods or alternative, we can rank the technologies according to linear opinion pool. So when someone we combine the individual opinion or belief to a single consensus. So altogether, all the 10 experts' opinion, we combine, we calculate, and here is the results. Based on the first linear opinion pool, the ranking level is based on here. The most relevance is the top tier technologies, which are Microsoft application and mobile application. Okay, that one we assign the score of 5. And then the second group, which is advanced technologies, we group the communication technology, application software, online communication, fintech, and cloud-based application as 4, the score. Okay, and then the third one, digital content and security, we assign it as 3 because it is less relevant. The score of relevancy is between 70 to 88%. And then the fourth category, we categorize it, we assign weightage for 2, which is business practice management software and blockchain technology. And last but not least, the cutting edge technologies. Probably this is the newest technologies that comes to the profession, so which are big data analytics, robotic process automation, artificial intelligence. So the experts think that this is a good technologies, but they rank it as less relevance. Okay, it's still relevant, but the score is quite low because probably this is quite new, not enough vendor that being intervention into to come up with the solution, technological solution. So it is still new and need to have more innovations lah towards these technologies. So these are the ranking lah basically. So these are when this one I compare it with the regulators current research from 2017 to 2019, 2022, but they only have a few data lah. So the dash one means that there is no data publicly can be accessed to us lah by us. So even though we don't have that uh, data, we can still see that it is quite aligned with the MIA findings in terms of ranking because from their analysis, this is the usage, this is our ranking. So we still come to the uh, similar conclusions, lah, similar or similar consensus lah on the rank of it. Okay, and then the second method, which is a second alternative, alternative two. Okay, we use based on digital usage and relevancy level, we use this formula. This formula is actually comes from the deciding methods. So basically, we can say that the most relevant is still Microsoft application, but the method we assign the weightage not based on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, because this is based on more precise scores lah, because we use formula to assign the weightage. Okay, and then if we can see also from the graph here, so this is the digital usage, the orange one, the blue one is the weightage. Okay, and then this is based on the relevancy lah. So when we calculate the weightage, it's still within the range lah. Okay, it is inspired by Devel and Neve 2023 lah, this method. Okay, and last method, which is the weighted Cook's index. Actually, we do have weighted and unweighted Cook's index, but my one, I'm using the weighted Cook's index. Using this formula, we can see that the blockchain comes with the most highest ranking, because according to Cook's, they said that the less relevance means that the most we need to assign weightage. Why? Because they feel that um, this blockchain technology will receive the highest percentage. Why? Because if a company incorporates blockchain technology, which neither firm do not, means that this company is actually having a good digital usage as compared to the other firms. That is their perceptions lah, and their ideas. And then the two technologies which if we use it using the previous one, the previous method, we rank these two technology as the highest. But if we are using the weighted Cook's index, these two technologies, we don't assign any weightage, because every firms are using these two technologies, so there is no points for us to assign weightage to these particular technologies. So it doesn't make difference between firms, so that's why they assign zero weightage to these two technologies. So it's up to the researcher, future researcher, to employ which types of ranking according to their own specific objectives lah, later on. So from our research also, we do have we ask questions on the what kind of technology that is being adopted by the firms itself. So these are the examples of technologies. We can see that each of the technologies, they disclose what kind actually what types of technology that they're being practiced in the real industry. So this is very good findings lah, because we can actually look through into the profession itself, what actually their actual implementation or utilization of the technologies in the industry itself. Okay, so it can actually give us some ideas lah. If let's say those firms do not employ those artificial intelligence technology, they can look at their competitors, what kind of technologies that actually being employed by another firms. Okay, so it is very good findings lah. Okay, and then last but not least, for conclusion, the inconsistency of utilization, because we can see that the pattern is not standardized. Some of the companies use that technology, but some of it not using that. So because there is absence of utilization and standardization of in utilization of those technologies is very crucial for those practitioners, for the policymakers, for the regulators to establish a good standards and guidelines lah, to assist the practitioners, which actually the technology most relevant to be used in order for them to assist them in preparing their financial reports lah. Okay, so that is basically the idea lah of this paper. Actually, from the paper, we can see that the limitation inherent biases in the selection expert process, probably the one who agree to join our research probably might have different perspective for those who refuse to join or reject to join our interviews lah. So that's kind of limitation that we have come across. And then low response rate maybe because we approach them during the peak period. Okay, so suggestion for future research, maybe if we want to make more generalizable results, we can expand this study to a large number of samples so that we can get more reliable data and more reliable ranking of technologies. Okay, and then find the best time to distribute the questionnaires and try to avoid during peak period lah. So that will help a lot, okay, in utilizing those objective. Okay, so with that, thank you very much for paying attention. Thank you. So if you have any question, maybe you can leave some comments in the chat box lah. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum.